कि मेरी वीडियो वहाँ पे अवेलेबल है। I received a message from there to stop for a second. हाँ जा रही है उधर। Okay, let's start now. A very good morning to all the participants sitting at the Asmita College. I have been told that there will be no interaction by the participants as there is some issue with the headphone. I think there is an issue with some mic and the camera. So it will be like me being a politician coming and speaking and no one is interacting. So I hope that's work. So I don't know whether I've been introduced or not, but let me give my introduction first, or let's say a shameless introduction. Can you see my presentation? I don't know whether Mr. Firoz, are they able to see my presentation? So who am I? Information security evangelist working as a technical administrator in NITR Chandigarh. Uh, I believe many of you people might not be familiar what NITTR is. NITTR is National Institute of Technical Teachers Training and Research. We people are involved in providing that training to the technical teachers through Pan India actually. I'm working as a cybersecurity researcher by day and a grey hat hacker by night. I'm actively involved in training all the police officials, people from the Central Forensic Laboratory involved in tracking the cyber criminals. Also involved in training of the technical teachers throughout India. My core areas of work is cyber security, network security, perimeter defense, big data and stuff. So let's get started. The agenda for today is will be only focusing on the first topic. If you can see, the understanding the ATM frauds and the social engineering. With in the meantime, I'll be giving some overview about cyber security to you guys. So before we begin our session, let's understand what is cyberspace, or why this cyber security is becoming, a major concern nowadays. Reason being because our current Prime Minister, he's also very actively involved in, whenever he's giving speeches, he's always talking about the cyber security. Now, the question arises: why do we need cyber security? Or first of all, what is cyberspace? Because there is some space and we need to secure that. So as far as this cyberspace is concerned, I hope many of you people sitting at Asmita College might be using your internet, right? Majority of the people will be carrying an Android phone in their pocket, will be having their laptop, PCs and a mobile phone, right? Everything you'll be having at your home. Any fraud which is happening related to internet and with your PC, mobile phones and stuff, your tablet, or what say you say it as a capsule or whatnot. Any fraud which is happening with these devices on the internet, which is your cyberspace, are known as cyber crimes. There is a strong need that we should secure our cyberspace. The only method which I feel that how you can secure your cyberspace is just by spreading the awareness. So at that time, our department comes into the play. Only thing which you can secure you in the cyberspace is just the awareness. Majority of the cyber hackers, or let's say cyber criminals, which we have tracked down, are the college going students. They are doing the crime for the fun sake, or they have a mentality that, okay, let me try this out, let me try to hack someone's Facebook ID. This is very popular nowadays. Hacking the Gmail accounts, hacking your let's say your breaking your Android security and whatnot. Is it audible right there? Closer? Is it audible there? Okay. So many of the cyber criminals are the college going students because they are doing it for the fun factor. Let's say they take it as a challenge. Let's see whether they'll be able to hack a PC or not. But when they are doing that, when they are performing the hacking, at that time they are not aware what consequences they have to bear. So whatever stuff I'll be sharing with you today will be related to cyber hacking and stuff. So let's have a look at your ATM frauds first, because we are short of time. I was told that we have to start the session at 9:30. It's almost 10:30 in my watch right now. Okay, let's get started. ATM frauds. I don't know whether this video will be available to you or not, but I don't know how much bandwidth you people are having at Asmita College. So let me explain the ATM frauds to you. What are basically the ATM frauds? I believe many of the students sitting at the Asmita College, the faculty and the professors might be having the ATM card with them. Whenever you go to a bank and you open up a bank account, at that time bank give you two kind of cards. One is your debit card and another one is your credit card. Debit is your hard-earned money. And if we talk about the credit cards, they means bank gives you credit, means bank आपको उधार देता है. Bank gives you credit. So that money belongs to the bank and you're using the money given by bank to you. How many of you people are actually have actually seen the ATM cards in depth? Many of you people might be swapping the ATMs day in day out, might be doing the online transactions. But do you guys know that your ATM cards comes with a magnetic strip? It comes with a magnetic strip which contains the encrypted data of yours, which is sacrosanct for you people only, but which is not meant for others. Meaning the data is sacrosanct for you guys, not for others. If we talk about the ATM frauds which are happening nowadays, I don't know what is the trend in Mumbai, but if you talk about trend in Haryana, what people are not involved in the cloning of the card or something, they are not using any scammer or stuff. यहाँ पर एक बहुत अच्छा ट्रेंड है, वो यहाँ पे ATM मशीन उखाड़ के ले जाते हैं आपके. So I don't know whether that's a case in Mumbai or not, but यहाँ पे हरियाणा में I've seen कुछ investigations के टाइम पे मैंने देखा है यहाँ पे कि यहाँ पर ATM को ही उखाड़ के ले जाते हैं. तो सर माइक I request Asmita College people not to send me the messages. As you can see, I'm in a session right now. So if you are having any doubts, any queries, you can please ask me later, right? Once I'll be, first listen to me. Once I'm done, you can definitely ask me the queries, because I've been told that there's some issue with the mic and the camera. So there might be arranging a mic for you if you want to interact with me. Okay. So we were discussing about the ATM frauds, right? In the ATM, you have a magnetic strip which contains your encrypted data. But what hackers are doing nowadays is they are very smart. What these guys are doing is they have a small photocopier machine which is known as skimmer. They are having a small photocopier machine which is a skimmer. They insert a skimmer onto your ATM machines, and whenever you go and swipe your card, that skimmer copies the encrypted data from your magnetic strip. Skimmer copies the encrypted data from that particular magnetic strip onto itself, and they place a pinhole camera at a distant position from where they can see your PIN number, 4-digit PIN number. You must be aware, right, that for performing any kind of online transaction or withdrawing the money from your ATM machine, you have to enter the 4-digit PIN number. So there is a small device which is known as skimmer, a kind of a photocopier machine or basically a card reader, which copies the data, encrypted data from that magnetic strip. They have copied the data now, and they have also captured your 4-digit PIN number. How they have captured the 4-digit PIN number? They have captured the PIN number by using that small pinhole camera which is placed onto that skimmer. Right. So now the question arises: they have the they have the encrypted data, and they have the 4-digit PIN number. Now the question arises: how will they withdraw the money? Have you seen the hotel room keys? There are some hotels in which what you have to do is you have to insert your key, and then at that time the electricity will come only. So they insert that copied data onto that hotel room key because it has some features which I'll not be able to explain it now because I don't know whether I have that much amount of time or not. They copy that encrypted data onto a hotel room key, and they have already captured your 4-digit PIN number with help of a pinhole camera. So whenever they go there, whenever a fraudster goes to a ATM machine, and with the help of that hotel room key, they can easily collect your data. Let me show a small video to you. Now what this fraudster is doing, he is basically inserting that skimmer, that photocopier machine or the card reader to your ATM machine. If you can see that. Can you see the difference? The same ATM machine, on one the skimmer is attached and another, this machine is with a skimmer, this black part if you can see, and this is without the skimmer. Majority of the people, they won't even hesitate to use a ATM machine. People are not aware of any type of stuff which is your skimmer. As long as the machine works, they feel that everything seems to be hunky-dory and they are, completing their transactions. but I told you, right, the only thing which can save you in the cyberspace is your awareness. So do you guys saw that how easily that fraudster was able to withdraw the money without having a proper ATM card? What he did, he cloned the ATM card of that lady who came for some transaction. While she was doing the transaction, that skimmer copied the magnetic data, and the pinhole camera captured the 4-digit ATM pin. And that fraudster was able to withdraw the money without having a legitimate card. So can you do you have any idea that how that lady would have been saved? She would have not been victimized. How she would have not been victimized? The answer to that is very simple. I know majority of the people, you guys, while doing any online transaction, or let's say while withdrawing the money from your ATM machines, how many times you people are actually covering that keyboard, or let's say the numeric pad which is there at the ATM machine? Even if the skimmer is attached onto a ATM machine, but still they have to capture your 4-digit PIN number. If you are properly covering while entering your 4-digit PIN number, while if you are covering your numeric pad, at that time the camera will fail and will not be able to capture the 4-digit PIN number. That's how you will be saved. In many of the scams which we have solved, we have seen that there's a tendency in the people that, especially in the aged people, those people are writing their 4-digit PIN number behind the ATMs. They are writing their 4-digit PIN number behind the ATMs, and while sitting, whenever you go to a restaurant, or let's say at a petrol pump to refill your car, at that time they are just simply handing over their card to the attendant at the petrol pump, or let's say or to the waiter at the restaurant, right? If they have a skimmer, they don't even need to have a pinhole camera, because they have already written their 4-digit PIN number. When we ask them that why you have written your 4-digit PIN number behind your ATM, then we receive a very good answer that, sir, हम भूल जाते हैं. अब भूल जाते हैं तो लिख रहे हैं. So fraud starts with your ATM. Frauds start with your ATMs. This is plastic money, guys. You should not hand over your cards to anyone. Will you ever share your wallet with me? No, you will not, right? But if I'll say that I want to see your card, I know majority of the people will tend to they have the mentality that, okay, it's just a card. There's no harm in sharing the card with anyone else. But this is plastic money. You people are keeping your wallet in your homes, और उसे भी आप अपने अलमीराज में लॉक करके रखते हैं. Then why not your ATM cards? This is plastic money, and you should learn to save your cards. Okay, any doubts till now? I don't know whether you are able to listen to me or not. I'm just speaking like a politician. Mr. Chaitanya, Mr. Naiman, if you can hear me, you can please say a few words. You want me to move ahead? Okay. Another very interesting term, I don't know whether you guys are listening or not, but another very important term, social engineering. Before we dig deeper into the social engineering, first of all, let me ask you a few questions. If you can see my presentation. Why bother breaking down the door if you can simply ask the person inside to let you in? Meaning, Take an analogy that there is a secure house. A thief comes and he performs the reconnaissance, or he does some information gathering about the house, and he figures out that this house is very secure with having all the CCTV cameras attached, with having all the CCTV cameras, with having the intrusion prevention systems, or your, let's say, your intrusion alarm systems. Whenever some burglar enters the house, they will trigger the alarm, right? He figures it out that after doing the information gathering or reconnaissance, he figures out that this house is very secure, and it's next to impossible to rob this house. And they guys, let's say they are having one dog as well, so it makes it even more difficult to enter into that house. So what thief does is he figures it out. Let's say, why should I bother breaking down the door? Why I need to break the door to enter into a house? If I can simply ask the person inside the house that, sir, can I please come inside your house? And if the permission is granted, he's good to go. Does he need to break the lock, or does he need to break the security of that secure house? No, he doesn't need. Reason being, the owner of the house has allowed him to come inside. Okay, people inherently want to be helpful and therefore are easily duped. Just hang in with me till in a couple of slides. I'll come back to this. I'll come back to this point in a later stage. It's all about giving access to the information that people think is innocuous when it isn't. It's all about gaining the access to the information. There is a very wise saying. Let's say if I want to orchestrate an attack on some organization, let's say if I want to orchestrate an attack on to Asmita College, मुझे अस्मिता कॉलेज के ऊपर किसी भी तरह का कोई अटैक करना है. What I'll be doing at that time is, first of all, I'll be gathering some information about the Asmita College. Now, if I want to gather the information about the Asmita College, the best method is your Google. Google gives you ample amount of information, which you guys will be surprised that ऐसी information आपके Google के पास available रहेगी जो आपको, आपके network administrator को, आपके IT officer को भी वहां पे नहीं idea रहेगा कि आपने information Google पे share किया हुआ. Fetching the data from Google is known as Google hacking. This Google hacking term was introduced in 2001 or 2002, I don't know. I forgot the year. It was introduced in, I think, 2001 only by a person. His name was Johnny Long. How many of times you people are, searching the information from Google with the help of the Google operators? I think many of you people might not be even aware what Google operators are. So I just give it as a task to you, being a teacher myself, I'll give it as a task to you that you have to, look for the Google operators. There are various site operators which you have to see. If you want to fetch some information from Google, there are a few operators. I give it as a task to you. You can just go and figure about the Google operators. No matter how strong your firewall, intrusion prevention system, or your antivirus is, you are the weakest element when it comes to your computer security. No matter you are using a McAfee, or let's say you are using a strong firewall, or let's say you are using any good antivirus, you guys are the weakest link. Majority of the attacks nowadays which are happening in your cyberspace are your client-side attacks. Now, what do I mean by client-side attacks? Client-side attacks are those in which your client or let's say your victim initiates the session with the attacker. Okay, how many of you people are in a habit of using your torrents, or let's say downloading the material from the torrents? Majority, I believe. Though I cannot see you, but I can think that a majority of the people might be downloading their material from the torrents. Do you guys know that torrents are maintained by the hackers? Why would someone provide you the material for free? So what basically attackers are doing is, let's say I'm a hacker, okay, and what I have done is I have a small exe file. As you guys are aware that Windows supports your .exe file format. In that particular .exe file format, which is a let's say some game, let's say a game.exe नाम का एक मेरा file है which I have uploaded onto a torrent. But what I have done is onto that game.exe, I have also that game.exe is carrying that game as well, and also it is carrying a small Trojan horse. Trojan is a backdoor executable. It gives you all kind of privileges when downloaded onto a system. Now as an attacker, what I need to do is I only need to listen for any of the incoming connection, because I don't know who will be downloading the material from the internet, or who will be downloading that particular game.exe file from the globe. So what I'm doing is, as an attacker, let's say a victim comes and he downloads and runs that game.exe file onto his PC. The time he downloads that game.exe, which is a game, but it is also carrying a small Trojan created by me as a hacker. What will happen is, I will be prompted with as an attacker, I will be prompted with the reverse shell of that particular PC. Reverse shell. Shell is nothing but the command prompt of your PC. Okay. Now the question arises, how that particular victim will come to know that a Trojan has given a backdoor access to the attacker. The answer is, he will not be able to figure it out whether his machine was attacked or not. Reason being that because he downloaded that exe file thinking that it's a game software. The game will work as it is, and he'll not be able to figure it out. So the question, what attacker will be able to do, or why would an attacker want to attack, let's say, millions of PCs? This is a very famous term nowadays, which is your botnet. Botnet is the army of the zombie PCs, or let's say we say it as infected PCs. Now another question, what this particular botnet will do. In a botnet, I am having a group of infected PCs which as an attacker I can use for performing the DDoS attacks. I can use that particular botnet for performing any type of DDoS attack. If you guys are not familiar with DDoS attack, that's distributed denial of service attack. Distributed denial of service. Which in the black market, if I want to sell a botnet onto a black market, I can sell your particular infected PCs for performing an attack onto some organization for millions of dollars. So nowadays, DDoSing has become very popular. Reason being because everyone is carrying an Android phone in their pocket. Some people are carrying two Android in their pocket, and they are also carrying their mobile or let's say your PCs, like their laptops. So a single person is carrying, let's say, 2 or 3 bots, which are your infected PCs, or your, let's say, infected devices. More precise word to it, infected devices. Many of the time I have seen people, whenever they use their laptop, they have the habit to close their firewall. They are not using the, let's say, a genuine version of their Windows. They are using the pirated one. And they are even, once they are using the pirated Windows, they have the tendency that we should, close the updates. If we'll start updating our machine, if we'll start updating our Windows, uh, after a few days, it will start showing us a message that you are using a counterfeit version of a Windows, and this is not the genuine version. Please buy the legitimate one, or please buy a licensed for using this particular Windows. Now, do you think Microsoft has a habit of sending that updates, or let's say they are, they're just freaking out there to send you the updates? No, they are not. What though Microsoft is doing, or let's say what people are doing is, because they figure out some bugs, and once they patch out those bugs, it sends to the people as an update. Many of the people ignore that update. Majority of the people are not even getting it. Reason being, they have, as they are using the counterfeit version of the Windows, so they are not even updating it. So your PC remains vulnerable. Your PC remains vulnerable, meaning anyone can come and attack your PCs. How many times you people are actually updating your Internet Explorers, or let's say your Google Chrome, or whatever Explorer you are using, or whatever Internet Explorer, Firefox kind of thing you are using, how many times you people are updating it? Very rare. A recent study shows that people are not in the habit of updating their browsers, whether your Internet Explorer, Firefox, Mozilla, Opera, Safari, or whatnot. People are not updating it. And there are tools available, which is your browser exploitation framework, or your BEEF, which can easily exploit your browsers. Right? Let's move ahead. Okay, so we have discussed about why social engineering. Social engineering basically refers to the method of influencing and persuading people to reveal sensitive information in order to perform some malicious action. Refers to method of influencing people. Now, how can I influence someone? By giving them some greed, right? Okay, how many of you people actually sees that you have won a lottery? How many of times you people are getting the pop-up windows mentioning that you have won a lottery? So I cannot see the hands, but I hope that you people have raised your hand that you might have seen that you have won a lottery, and please, or let's say you are the 100 millionth user, please click here to claim the lottery. To claim the lottery. Okay. I hope you guys are not claiming that, because once you claim that particular lottery, your money will be gone. Another very interesting term, phishing. Here the attacker sends an email which seems to have come from a legitimate source to the target to collect the confidential information like bank details. You often receive an email from, let's say, your RBI. You receive an email from Coca-Cola. You receive an email from Maruti Suzuki, or even from Microsoft that you have actually got a job. Do you actually think that you have received you have got a job offer from Microsoft? No, you haven't. That's phishing. If someone is sending you a malicious attachment in their email, or let's say they are giving you some kind of, let's say they are offering some kind of money, कुछ लालच दे रहे हैं आपको, please click here to claim your lottery and stuff. If you're receiving an email, that's phishing. Phishing means मछली पकड़ना. मछली कौन? हम लोग. Can you see there are many fishes here? You can see credit card, MasterCard, euro, dollars, pounds, whatnot. So people are offering you the money. This is social engineering tricks. Meaning, let's say, if you want me to go into much depth of social engineering, there are 4 phases basically of social engineering. First phase is of your information gathering. Let's say I figured out that Asmita College, right? There's one Asmita College in Mumbai. There's one person, let's say Chaitanya or Mr. Naman Khan. I figured it out. I that these two guys are, I can easily, make them fools. I know these guys will be very angry with me after the session, but anyhow, I figured it out that these two guys are, are having very soft heart, that they can be easily tricked or they can be easily fooled. First phase was information gathering. Second phase is to develop an relationship with them. Not kind of, let's say, a healthy relationship. Let's say we people are, good friends, and that person basically starts believing onto me. That person, let's say Chaitanya or Mr. Neman, starts having faith on me, and they start discussing their details with me, their personal details, which they should not. Right? Next phase is your exploitation of the relationship. I'm receiving the text from your colleges. I received a message to start the interaction session. If you want to, guys, if you want to interact, you can. Just wait. I don't know what's going on because we can't see them, right? We बंद मत करना. नहीं मेरा नहीं बंद किया. तूने बंद कर दिया. Connected? हो गया? कैसे हो रहा है?